I guess first and foremost, from what you've seen in practice these first few days, what are your impressions of the roster you guys have put together here this offseason?
So far so good. You never really know until you play someone else. But we're excited about the group. I think we've got pretty good depth, pretty good size, better shooting than last year. I think all in all, it's trending in the right direction.
And what was kind of the biggest emphasis for you going into the offseason as far as maybe what you wanted to do differently from last year?
Yeah, I mean, 23 and 27 is not a terrible year in the G League, especially when the primary objective was to develop some players. And when Edmund Sumner is starting games early in the season for the Pacers, we knew we did a good job there. But we like to make the playoffs. We like to be competitive and have a chance to compete for championships. And I feel there's a nice balance that you can strike of winning games and developing players. But this year we definitely want to win more games. That's a priority for us, is to show the market and show what we can do and the kind of team we can put together. We're not expecting a ton of players from the Pacers this year, so we can kind of be a little bit quote-unquote selfish and kind of serve our own needs up here and hopefully put a good product on the floor for the fans.
What was your reaction? Obviously, like Zach said to Steve, Hashim's name kind of jumps off the roster when you look at it. When you saw his name, at the position you guys were drafting, what was your reaction, and why did you guys decide to go with him?
Sure. I can't say I was surprised. It's just the nature of the G League that players kind of that are known tend to fall. People want to swing for potential all the time, and they're willing to pass up the known commodity. Us being in the position, losing Amit Ibrahima to an ACL tear just last week, center was our primary need. And with him there, he was too good to pass up for sure. So we're excited to have him in. He's been really positive in camp. He's been a really good teammate. Obviously a defensive presence. I think he's going to have a good impact on our team.
With Brian, what do you think the Pacers want to see from him this year as far as what he needs to do to get to that next level?
Sure. He's missed a lot of development opportunities, obviously not being able to play in college basketball, and then going overseas last year in Australia where, it's not always the emphasis to play the young guys all the time and to make sure that they're developing and doing those things. So I think he's going to have to come in here and, not necessarily start over, but prove that he can be consistent and get those reps and learn the pro style offense, the NBA style. Work on his body in the weight room and get stronger. But he's a talented player, and I think he might even still be growing. So we're excited about what he can bring to the table, his versatility, play multiple positions, and there's some really good players for him to learn from. Steph Hicks has been very successful and very similar style of play. So I think it'll be a great season for him.
In a league where there's so much turnover, I'm guessing as a general manager, it's got to be a comfortable feeling, looking around and seeing guys like Walt and Steph and familiar faces of that nature, no?
Yeah, 100%. Walt and Steph, and then Ike and Demetrius and Traven and Jovan and guys that we've had in here in the past. They know what to expect from Steve and the coaching staff. They know what to expect out of the market, out of the travel. There's no surprises anymore. There's definitely a shock factor sometimes for rookies coming into the G League or new players coming into the G League because they're just not used to that many games in that short period of time with the travel we have and these small markets. You're almost always connecting on a flight. They're maybe coming from a Power 5 conference where they're chartering a plane to get somewhere. It's a different beast. And when the guys understand what they're going through, they pace themselves, they get their body right, they know how to kind of handle themselves in that environment.
Good luck this year, sir.